So I have my real estate license and I have a great idea. I want to expand my business by being a licensed assistant or a virtual assistant to other real estate agents. What's involved? Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors and director of the Real Estate Academy of Georgia. I have been getting this question a lot lately from licensed real estate agents who want to expand their business or enhance their business or create some additional income right now by offering their services as a licensed assistant or a virtual assistant or transaction coordinator and admin assistant, lots of terms out there for other licensees in Georgia in real estate. What do they do? What's involved? Can they do that? So forth and so on. So let's talk about it. So first of all, if you do hold a real estate license issued to you by the state of Georgia, you are the license laws that govern your actions are still, you are responsible to uphold those laws, whether you are working as an affiliated licensee, as a salesperson, as a principal, in other words, buyer, seller, landlord, tenant, or as an assistant. You are still beholden to uphold all the license laws that go with that license. So if you want to offer your services as an admin assistant, as a transaction coordinator, whatever term, there are some rules and some steps that you need to follow to stay in compliance with license law. So let's check these out. So the first thing you have to do is if you are an active licensee, then one broker holds your license. If you have a salesperson's license, only one broker. You may only have your license with one broker. So one broker will hold your license. So can you be an admin assistant, a virtual assistant for just the licensees in that firm? Or can you offer your services and charge money and be an admin or virtual assistant for real estate agents in other brokerages? Well, the answer is yes, you may. However, you must have the appropriate documents signed. So you can come up with your own contract, but GAR, Georgia Association of Realtors, does have a contract you can use or a sample contract agreement for licensees' use of a real estate assistant. And you agents who would be hiring an assistant, this is the form or something similar to this that you would use with a licensed assistant and with an unlicensed assistant. And it is CO4, Agreement for Licensees' Use of a Real Estate Agent. Today's video is about being a licensed agent and being an assistant for one or more other licensees in perhaps different brokerages. If you are an unlicensed person or if you are an agent hiring an unlicensed assistant, there is license law, GREC Rule 520-1-.07 that outlines specifically what an unlicensed assistant may and may not do. So make sure you understand that before you do hire someone who is not licensed. But if you are licensed and an active licensee, one broker is going to hold your license. But the agent for whom you are being the assistant, you need to sign a contract with that agent outlining compensation, and the broker of that agent must also sign off on that contract. And if your license is with a broker, your broker must also sign off on that contract. In other words, your broker that holds your license and the broker of the agent for whom you are going to be their assistant must also sign off, because you have to agree on compensation. And when you become an assistant for an agent, you are still representing that brokerage to the public and to other parts of a real estate transaction with respect to that transaction. So the brokers need to sign off, and license law states that you can get paid by, for example, there are different ways that different brokers, if a broker has an agent who hires assistants, there are some brokers that they'll pay that assistant versus the agent paying. I'm not sure why, but regardless, a licensee may be paid by a broker not holding their license as long as both brokers agree in writing, transactions are noted in writing, and the broker accepts full responsibility for those actions. Now, a lot of that's OCGA 43-40-19. A lot of that has to do with a licensee actually transferring firms and leaving a pending deal at one firm and they go become active at another firm. But nevertheless, the license law still has to do with if a broker is paying. But if the agent is paying you as an independent contractor to be their assistant, there are other license laws that you must be aware of. And these are all outlined specifically under GREC Rule 520-1, under the section of, subparagraph 8, utilizing support personnel. I'm sorry, those are the, that's the one I'm talking about. And I need to make this a little bit bigger so I can go over some of these with you, but I suggest you highly look out for that. And in general, you must, okay, let me back up just a little bit. In general, if you are working as an assistant, a licensed assistant for another real estate agent, you still must uphold everything in license law, but specifically the activities permitted that you are permitted to do are pursuant to Official Code George Annotated OCGA 43-40, rules of working, the trade rules regarding professions and businesses, and Chapter 40 is specifically real estate brokers and salespeople. But also under GREC Rule 520-1, where it talks about working as a support personnel. It does say whenever a firm or a licensee who is affiliated with a firm engages support personnel, which is an assistant, to assist the firm or the affiliated licensee in the conduct of real estate brokerage business, both the firm and the affiliated licensee are responsible for the acts of the support personnel and for assuring that the support personnel or the assistant comply with the requirements of this rule and license law. Support personnel may not perform any real estate brokerage activities of a real estate licensee when engaged as support personnel, and may perform only ministerial duties, those that do not require the discretion or the exercise of the support personnel's own judgment. Then it goes on to say, nothing in this rule shall prohibit an individual employed by a firm to assist. That's under property management. Now here's the question I get a lot. Okay, if I do this, can I branch out and be an assistant, a virtual assistant, admin assistant, transaction coordinator for agents not only in my brokerage that holds my license, but for other firms? And the answer is, again, all written out and spelled out for you in the GREC Rule 520-1. And under this section, it says, an individual actively licensed with one firm may work as support personnel for a different firm or for a licensee, another agent of a different firm, with written consent of the broker of each firm, which I just mentioned. An individual whose licensee is on inactive status may work as support personnel for a firm of an affiliated licensee. And then it goes on to say, any firm which employs or uses an independent contractor, this support personnel or this assistant to assist in the firm or affiliated licensee of the firm shall carry real estate brokerage activities, must Again, enter into the written agreement. So there has to be a contract between you as the virtual assistant and the agent and the broker of that agent, as well as your own broker. And the duties and compensation must be outlined in that contract. It goes on to say that if applicable, assure that the affiliated licensee of the firm and the support personnel have entered into a separate written agreement specifying duties. I just said that. Support personnel may undertake on behalf of the affiliated licensee of the firm the tasks that support personnel are prohibited from performing and compensation. And then it goes on to describe specifically what support personnel may and may not do. And you licensees, you agents who are hiring admin assistants, support personnel, virtual assistants, if you are hiring them for more than transaction management duties, you absolutely need to look at what they are and are prohibited from doing on your behalf with respect to interacting with the public. So you definitely want to check out the license law. You definitely need to have a contract between the agent and the assistant. That agent's broker must sign off on that contract. If you are the assistant with an active license and you're with a different brokerage firm, your broker also needs to sign off on that contract. So if you are a virtual assistant and you are offering your services to real estate agents from a variety of brokerages, your broker is going to have to sign off on all of these separate contracts. It doesn't all have to be on one. You don't have to identify all the brokerages that the agents that you are supporting work for. It doesn't have to be on one document, but you do have to have a contract signed with your broker's written permission and duties and compensation all spelled out. So I hope this contract tip helped you out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors and director of the Real Estate Academy of America. Real Estate Academy of America. Satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education. Bye. If you like that video, check out the one here. If you like the content on this entire channel, please click here to subscribe. I try to take even the most complicated of real estate situations and make them crystal clear. See what I did there? Real estate made crystal clear. Thank you guys so much for watching.